Welcome, one and all, to Blueprint here at TradersPost for October 23rd, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Hartman, your friendly neighborhood coder, joined as always by Peter Hartman, repping the TradersPost marketing crew. Today's episode is brought to you by BluSky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no match restrictions. We'll tell you more about them later. Today, we'll be going over prop firm indicators we've made just for you. But as always, a quick reminder, everything we build here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. We're here to showcase what's possible with the awesome power of automation, not promise profits or predict your portfolio's future. Even though some people say that following exactly what we say here at TradersPost, especially yours truly, Tom Hartman, goes a long way in order to make you more sane and more profitable. But that's just hearsay. That's just what the scuttlebutt in the street. That's what people just, you've been hearing that probably, Peter.
Oh yeah,
Probably hear that all
definitely.
the time.
Everybody says
Yeah.
it.
Well, we talked about this last week. I want to start doing a series here of making indicators that will help people who are prop firm traders or traders in general, but especially prop firm traders, because the risk parameters are so narrow for what you're doing, right? If you just go off the rails a little bit too much, you go on tilt a little bit too much, you end up getting petered. And that is when you so utterly fail your prop firm challenge that you feel like you can never be a trader again. I don't make these things up, Peter. It's just scuttlebutt on the street. Did you think I meant you? Sorry, I meant another Peter altogether.
Another Peter altogether. All right. So what, you're going to be helping people today? Is that it? You're going to be doing good karma?
Really, I make these things for myself. And if they help me, I go, hey, maybe they'll help somebody else. So first let's start off with just a little touch on last week. We went over the Confluence of Alerts indicator, which was we've published previously on the TradersPost channel. The idea here is that there is an alerts feature within TradingView, which is great. And now that they added this multi-condition alert that you can have multiple different conditions set up, it's robust. It's great. It's gone another step forward. But they're going to have to wake up pretty early in the morning in order to catch up to the old Confluence of Alerts indicator, which is the one that we have published. So I'll be updating it here with a couple of changes. The main one that was bothering me and that would set it apart from the core alert system from TradingView is the bar since setting. All right. So let's say we had RSI on the chart. Let's just say, just for funsies, we have RSI on the chart. And so now we're looking at the NASDAQ, we have RSI. And let's say we wanted to create an alert for whenever the RSI crossed above 70, the 70 line. All right. Now, if you're going to use the alert system on TradingView, yeah, you can absolutely do that. Under conditions, choose RSI when the price crosses over 70, you want to go ahead and have an alert. Could totally do that, perfectly suitable. But what if you did that and you're like, hey, I wonder all the other times that happened, what happened to the price? You're trying to get an idea, peg, like what happened to the price other times? So in Confluence of Alerts, you can go into here, choose RSI, just like you can in the alert dialog. I'm going to be saying crossing above when the value is 70. And now we can see on the chart these markers that show up. Here, I'll even show my conditions down here so you can see it more clearly. So these green markers are showing up whenever, and these blue markers are showing up whenever the RSI is crossing 70. All right? So that's one thing I like about the Confluence of Alerts. You can see back in time the other times that the condition was actually true. Okay? On top of that, you can even do a second one. You could say something like, hey, let's add an EMA on the chart. Let's make that a longer term one. Let's say like that. And we want that signal. Let's make it a little bit shorter. Okay, well, it's still showing up. So all these indicators, all these alerts are still going to show. Give me 1 second. Okay, But let's say we wanted to make sure that the price was above the EMA. We could. We just make sure that here in our second condition, we check it off. We want the closing value to be greater than, under source, the EMA. And now we have that second confluence down here shown up as yellow, that this is when that condition is true. And then these blue markers will only show up when both of those conditions are true. All right, we've talked about that. There's previous videos you can go take a look at. But what we have fixed over here.
Question in the
go ahead.
Chat. James Miser is asking, is that a private indicator?
No, it's not a private indicator, but it's not currently published within the public library. I think we will soon. Actually, I might do that relatively soon, but you can get it by, you'll be able to get it on this video later on by clicking on the link to go to the Confluence of Alert indicator, or you can go to our blog at traderspost.io/blog, look for Confluence Alerts and download the indicator there. While you're not downloading it, what happens is that you click on the link and you'll be able to add it to your favorites in TradingView. But no, it's not private. Not only is it open, it's going to be available to everybody. You can also grab the code, which is the whole point of this. You can grab the code and make your own versions, spin it up into whatever you like.
How do you do that? How do you add this thing? You just go to indicator, search for it, and then add it?
That's right. On that screen for that indicator, you'll have a button that says add to favorites, and that's it. You click on that button.
All right. You're allergic to like showing it.
Well, it'll be hard for me to just go and navigate through all that right now. So just in the interest of time.
I get it. All right. I forgive you.
So one of the things we fix, and I've always wanted on an indicator, is that sometimes I want the condition to be true, but I want it to be, it's okay if it was off for a while. It's okay if it was true a little while ago, right? So let's say I have a volume indicator. Let's get rid of the moving average, and I'll toss on a volume indicator. The volume indicator can have a moving average. Let's add the moving average. And I want the Confluence alert to be true for the RSI. Let's say the RSI above 60. When the volume is greater than the volume's moving average. All right, this should have changed. Let's give it 1 second. It's calculating. It's calculating. What is this, 1997? What's the... Look how slow it is. All right, this is taking forever.
How long do you expect it to take?
It should just take a second or two. Let me just add this back to the chart. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so when the volume is greater than the volume moving average, let's see that. Okay, it's showing down there. And let's show the conditions. And when the RSI is a greater than or crossing up over 70.
Folks, if you have any questions regarding this or anything else blueprint related, that's Pine Code development, that's understanding TradersPost, anything like that, please feel free to write it in the chat and we'll get to that as soon as we can. There's an advantage to live shows, and that's where you can be an active participant in the creation of the content you are watching. So I encourage you to reach out and interact if there's some direction you would like us to go. Thank you.
That's interesting. There's just something wrong by using the volume indicator. All right, one last time. I'm going to use the different values here. We're going to do RSI, crossing up over 70, and we want the signal for the RSI to be greater than 70. All right, let's just see that. Okay, now it's working. All right, so I have the cases there. So before we saw over here the blue markers when the RSI was above, crossing above 70, which it is here, but we're only having the blue markers here because both things have to be true. But now let's say I want that condition to be true, but over a period of time. I want it to be, let's say, if it happened within 10 bars. We're here now, if the cross above the 70 happened over 10 bars, now we're seeing here that it was true more often. This is something I've always wanted because you might use multiple different indicators. And in that confluence of alerts indicator, you can use other indicators on the chart that are not even trading TradersPost. It could just be an indicator that someone else exposed the values for, which you'll see if it's available in that drop-down menu we were just looking at. If your indicator shows up over here under source, then you can go ahead and use it. So you might use different indicators. You might be like, okay, these three that I'm using are great, but they're never exactly bullish, exactly the right time. But I want to be notified within this window if it's true. Well, now you can use the bar since field in order to be like, hey, if this all happens, if all three of these guys become active within 10 bars, that counts as bullish. Let's just go ahead and buy. I love it. And you don't have that in TradingView. Shots fired. Next up.
Is this in the, sorry for interrupting you there, this bar since thing, is that in the first Confluence indicator or is that in the second one? What's going on there?
It was in version number 2, but it wasn't working correctly. It was only working sometimes. Now it's fully working, and it's beautiful. It's a big, beautiful confluence of alert indicator. All right, next up, this is something for myself. So this is not to poo-poo anyone in the audience. This is for me, and that is this rotating quotes bar. All right, so now I have this bar that has these quotes, these affirmations, these rules that will rotate every X amount of time. Here, let's put it for every 2 seconds. So now, oh, that's a little bit too fast.
You're saying this is going to be useful for prop firm traders?
Yeah, because I'm staring at the chart, and when I'm going full tilt, when I'm going full bore, and I'm pressing buttons, pressing buttons, I forget my rules. Mike calls it your higher brain and your lower brain, and I just get all stuck inside of this dopamine cortisol fight, and I'm just clicking. But what I'm definitely looking at is my TradingView chart. So if this thing's at the bottom of the screen reminding me of what my rules are, no, not this candle, and there's always another trade, and take 10 seconds to breathe, and if I have to rush to press the buy button, don't take the trade. When in doubt, zoom out. All kinds of stuff like that. I'm not going to give you all my affirmations. Those are mine. I keep them to myself. These are all very generic ones, but you can have something here that allows you to do that. And what's great about this is that you can put your own custom rules, affirmations, whatever it is. All you have to do is separate it by a pipe value. So you put them in there, and then it'll break them up, and it'll show there. A couple of settings for this is we have the option here for, just slow this down so it's not psychotic. You can change the position size. You can change the text size. So if you want it to be a little more subdued, maybe you want this to appear not down here, but on its own on the chart above. So I'm going to move this up to the existing page above, and now it's at the bottom of my screen here. I can change the order, so I can have it randomly scroll through these guys. I can change the background color, text color, all that sort of thing. Border color,
and
border
I know,
size.
I mean, I know what it is, and I know what it is, and just in case there's somebody out there who doesn't, what's a pipe value?
A pipe is a key on your keyboard. That's this long bar here.
I see. Gotcha. And this indicator is also public, or what? Is this available?
Yeah, it's going to be published soon. It'll be published later on today. You'll be able to get it. The link will be as the first comment on this video. So definitely bookmark this video, like and subscribe, and you'll be able to get it from here. And soon we'll be putting all our indicators inside of our dashboard, but you can also get them inside of our documentation at docs.traderspost.io or on our blog at traderspost.io/blog. But I would just, on this video, when it gets posted, there will be a comment there. You can grab it. And yes, the code is going to be completely available to you. You can turn this into whatever you like. I love it, Peter. And I'll know that if I hide this indicator for myself, it's because I'm getting ready to really lose my account. If I lose my
DJ
accounts,
mode.
yeah, exactly.
You should create a DGen mode that changes the colors of everything. That way, you know you're in a different frame of mind. You know what I mean? Something that makes the colors all bold and funky. So you're like, I can't hide the fact that I've tilted. I'm in DGen mode right now.
I wanted to do one that's like a nag indicator that's completely invisible, but when you let's call it 30 seconds or so, it creates a big invisible square on your chart so that you can't actually click on anything. So you have to go and like disable it and like reset it in order to continue, just so to stop myself when I'm going full tilt. But that's an easy delete that indicator. Easy. All right, the last one I want to show is these event calendar one. We've talked about it on previous episodes, but I never really showed it to everyone. The idea here is that I very frequently forget that some important piece of information or event or whatever is happening today. And I'm in the chart and I'm going along exactly when, Jerome Powell is about to speak and the market knifes down. I go, oh my God, everything is falling. I short and it goes back up afterwards and go, what happened? Well, High Priest Powell was speaking and I didn't realize it. So this is a calendar indicator. This is a calendar indicator. And we're going to go through some of the features here because it's one of my favorite indicators so far. But before we do, let's take a quick word from our sponsor.
Looking for a prop firm that actually plays nice with automation? Meet BluSky, built for serious traders. And with TradersPost, it just clicks. You connect BluSky inside TradersPost, route your TradingView signals to paper or funded accounts, and let it auto-manage entries, stops, and targets. You control risk per trade, filter by session and symbol, and pause or resume with a single switch. Every fill is easy to review in one dashboard. Funded accounts can request payouts daily with launch plans starting at $49. Get funded with BluSky. Execute with TradersPost. Apply today at blusky.pro, BLUSKY.pro, and plug in your edge. Trading involves risk. Use proper risk management.
All right, just before you jump back in, Tom, we've got a question in chat. It says, this is from TJ. Hi, TJ. In Top Step X, you can stop yourself from going on tilt using the manual max loss.
Yeah, absolutely. I use that all the time for either daily max loss or profit. I like to be able to lock myself out of my account. Totally love it. One of the best features there. However, sometimes I don't want to just completely lock myself out all the time. I just want something on my charts that makes it a little bit more difficult for me to ignore or to get past. So that's sure. what's there. But thank you very much for that. There are some people who've been using Top Step or there's another platform that has it. I forget the name of it, that has this lockout feature that don't know this feature's there. Or they think to themselves, oh, I don't want to lock myself out. What if I'm wrong? What if a good trade happens later on? I wanted to get in. I'm telling you, use the lockout feature. When you're there and you would take on this massive amount of risk. You're just revenge trading, and boom, it says you hit your maximum loss that you set for yourself. Your account is closed, like it liquidates your position and prevents you from putting on another trade until the next day. I've always been like, oh my God, I'm so glad that happened, because the 1 out of 10 times that I go full tilt and it makes money, that's arguably the worst thing that could happen, because then you think, hey, there's something wrong with me going full tilt. Last time I made $30,000. All right.
Totally.
To the event calendar indicator here. So again,
before you do that, if you like this kind of content, like the video, it helps the algorithm, but it also lets us know that we should do more stuff like this. Indicators galore from this guy. You have no idea. So like the video and let us know that you like it. Go for it, Tom.
I mean, I used to be a professional Pine script strategy and indicator developer. I will make indicators that'll just blow your socks off, but I need the praise for it. I need you to like, subscribe, comment, emojis, share, and then you got a guy who's going to be sitting here making indicators all day long for you guys. Not all day long, but they'll be pumped out. But you got to meet me halfway.
Okay.
A little attaboy. Little attaboy will go a long way. Okay, event calendar. One of my favorite indicators that I use. You'll often see it on the streams for me, although sometimes I take it off because it's a little bit too colorful. And the idea here is that you have a calendar inside of TradingView right on your chart here at the top right, and you can move it around the screen. And what happens is that if I hover over it, I can see details for what event is that day. So coming up on the 29th is the FOMC statement. On the 30th, we're going to have GDP, the Q3 results. Next month in November, we're going to have on the 3rd the PMI, and so on and so forth. Now, what's great about this indicator is that you can only show the current month, let's say, right? If you only want that, you can show next month following. You can show you can have a whole tab where it's the last preceding months. Let's just increase the column count over here, and you can have a whole page that has the calendar full out if you want to see it. You can go all the way out. I believe I programmed this all the way out to 2030.
What?
It can go on and on and on if you wanted to, but we have to update the code. I was thinking about having a library there that you just connect to, and then we could just in the background add the dates ourselves. I think I might do that, but the code is available there for you if you want to go and mess around. Maybe there's some dates you want, some dates you don't want. Maybe you want to add your own custom dates. Yes, there is a feature, a custom event feature within the code that allows you to easily enter your own dates. Yeah, you can add your own dates here as well. And there are functions available in that script if you're interested and want to get your hands dirty with Pine script that allows you to determine, maybe it's not the day, maybe it's like the 4th Saturday of the month, or the Friday preceding, or the Monday preceding a holiday, or whatever it is. There's all kinds of interesting things in there. If you want to get a little bit more higher level programming in Pine script, this is a script to view. Not to toot my own horn, but it is pretty good. All right. I did add an extra feature here that I thought people would like, and that is you're able to switch from multi-month grid to the single month, the current month that you're on, and it'll show events underneath. So if you don't want to see the whole calendar all over the place, you can see the events coming up. If you don't like the colorfulness of the whole thing, you can reduce the color if you want with the intensity, or just make it black and white. Oops,
You made this?
yes.
How long does it? How long did it take you to make this?
Who knows such things?
Did you use AI to make it?
I most certainly did afterwards. This is back in the day when I was making it myself at first, and then I used AI in order to help me afterwards. Yeah. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a dark mode, light mode for this. Let me just switch this to solid. Test this live on stream. Yeah. So if you switch to a light background, the calendar will change to light mode. If you're one of those crazy people with a light background. So it's fun. And here it'll tell you what time it happens and all that sort of thing. Obviously, you can upgrade this. I can upgrade this to add the event on the chart, so you can be notified X number of times, minutes, hours, days beforehand, all kinds of different things. But I will only go so far, like I said, without praise. So if you guys like it, please let me know the kind of things that you want to see on it, either in the comments on the indicator, the comments here on YouTube, or smoke signals, or carrier pigeon. These are the 4 ways we like to be communicated with. Peter,
well, you got a comment here. TJ says this is one of the best trading related shows out there. I'm surprised it's not more popular. We're working on it. Thank you so much, TJ. That's a fantastic indicator, he's saying. But he also asks here, do you find that your codes ever get fat? What does that mean?
Yes, but you can just optimize it. And with the we don't talk about a lot here on the show because I haven't found most people use it, but you can create libraries. So in addition to indicators that display information on your chart and strategies that allow you to have buy and sell signals and performance test a strategy, you can also have libraries of code. So you'll sometimes see inside of my scripts, there'll be references to my libraries that are code that I reuse again and again and again that I can just call again and again and again. So different types of calculations, different types of displays, different types of this drawing features, you can really upgrade it. And with the PineScript agents Claude Code library that we built, you'll have seen that from a couple of episodes ago. So PineScript agents. I use this tool. This is a tool I made, and it's public, available to everyone on TradersPost GitHub. And essentially, if you download this to your computer, this would get very programmery, folks. But if you download to your computer and you use Claude Code instead of an IDE like Cursor or Visual Studio Code, you can then generate these indicators yourselves. So, for example, here's an example of my interface in Visual Studio Code, and I have like one Claude Code instance open up here for every one of the indicators I'm dealing with. And this PineScript agents has all the different references, documentation from TradingView, debugging options, agents that can go and check your code and fix errors and stuff like that just get better and better over time. So you can go ahead and make your own indicators with something like this. And most of the indicators you're going to see from now on, I use this tool in order to make them. That's why you'll have them all in here, and you'll even find the indicator code that we were just looking at for the indicators up on GitHub as well. So it's a whole thing. We're trying to be friendly to people who are not coders and be useful to people who are. We want people to become better and better at this whole crazy game called markets.
And just in case it wasn't clear or you missed it, Tom shows how to create indicators and how to use AI, Claude Code specifically, in order to do this in previous streams and previous videos we've done on this channel. So if it's your first time here, like a friend for a trade who says, first time here, I love this stuff. Well, we love you for being here. Thank you so much. You can find backlog of information, backlog of videos on this channel. So just go there, check out Blueprint, and some really cool stuff that can get you started. Highly recommend.
Awesome. Well, that'll be it for today. We'll be back next Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with even more cool things. I think we're going to have another set of indicators for prop firms. If there are indicators you've been wanting, if there's something you want to see created, you go, I wish I had this feature. I wish I had this ability. Let me know. If it's possible, I'm very likely to do it. But you got to let me know. Okay. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday for After Hours, our market commentary show, where we go over all kinds of trading news for the dollar, equities, policy. And we'll be back next Tuesday with Office Hours, of course, where we go over the development of the best advanced trade execution platform known to man. And every day from Tuesday to Friday, we trade live on Price Action Live, me and Mike, using prop firms and TradersPost and all the indicators you've been seeing here today. It's a great life. It's a great
you can see
ecosystem here at TradersPost.
You can see the indicators being used live. Tom is an expert in it, and you can actually see that on Price Action Live. Highly recommend you check that out. Tom, in the chat here, we have a question from TJ who asks, when you use functions from a library, does it lower the memory usage?
Yes, so it is optimized for speed. It runs a little bit faster. When you're dealing with drawings, it's sort of like there's a hit or miss there because it does need to plot on the chart. But when you do get a little bit of a performance boost when you're using libraries, you also there's a cap. I forget exactly what it is. There's a memory cap and like a length cap, the amount of code you can have within any given PineScript. And so if you use libraries, you get around that as well. There are other limitations, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. You'd have to take a look at the reference manual to figure it out.
Tom, for a trade is asking, where are those live sessions? Can you just pull up the TradersPost YouTube channel and so we can point that out to folks? You're here. This is where it is on this channel. So Tom is going to pull that up and show you some previous ones here.
Yeah, so if you go to our channel, we have a playlist for Price Action Live, but this is an example of one that we had
So
recently.
you click on the live tab.
Yeah, you can click
Well,
on the
this is
live
price
tab.
action live, but just yeah.
Yeah, you can click on the live tab and you'll be able to see all our live sessions. Today we had Austin Silver on, which was fun. And we are basically sitting there trading live on TradingView, connected through TradersPost to the different prop firms that we deal with, which is a way of scaling your winnings across multiple accounts, or your losses, depending if you're me sometimes. And we do this every day from Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. to around 10, sometimes to 11, depending on how the trading goes, from Tuesdays to Fridays.
Awesome. Hey, I remember TJ now. Now that I think about it, I remember TJ. Welcome back, TJ. He says he's OG.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, I don't want to keep you. I know you got to get back to making indicators. He did put out a call out there for people to request indicators. We're always sitting around thinking about what to do next. So if you can provide us your input, that would be a great way for you to contribute to the show, and you get what you want. And a lot of these indicators, I mean, I don't think you've released a paid indicator yet. So these are going to be available to you for free. So if there's Tom needs to get paid to do this stuff. If you want to get a free indicator or a free starter indicator, try your luck.
Yeah. Pair this with the whole series of how to make $10,000 a month, created indicators and strategies. And it's a one-stop shop here. You can really become profitable either trading directly or learning the stuff in order to sell things to the traders. I love this world. I love this place. I'm so happy that I'm not in web development anymore. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Please, no, I gotta go. We'll be back next time. As always, we wish you happy trading.